Remainer David Baddiel has taken to Twitter in a furious rant against Brexit and the petrol crisis. Mr. Baddiel, a television presenter, novelist and comedian, was attempting to visit his dad when the petrol crisis had its effect on him. David Baddiel, 57, is synonymous with England fans due to his involvement in the hit Three Lions, Football's Coming Home. Mr. Baddiel and Frank Skinner, along with the Lightning Seeds, brought the song to fans in May of 1996, ahead of the European Championship. Following the release of the song, England crashed out on penalties that year at the European Championship, losing to Germany in the semi-finals. But now, Mr. Baddiel has now launched an attack on Brexit for its impact on the petrol crisis. In a tweet from the comedian said the petrol crisis, along with the queues of people at petrol stations, has made him close to running out of petrol. He tweeted, "So I don't have enough petrol to go and see my dad this morning, and not enough time to take public transport." Good work, Brexit. Mr. Baddiel continued, and certainly not enough time to drive around 7 petrol stations looking for an open, not backed up with cars one. Which also would make me run out of petrol. What a cluster F *CK. This prompted a number of Twitter users to question Mr. Baddiel over his tweet. Jack Anon on Twitter replied, "Brexit is responsible for you not taking public transport." Daz Fulton also replied to Mr. Baddiel to argue that it is not Brexit which has caused the shortage. He tweeted, "Jesus Christ, it's not Brexit." Truck driver shortage throughout Europe. @MEF202 urged Mr. Baddiel on Twitter to change to an electric car if he could due to the current petrol crisis. They replied to his tweeted saying, "If you can, please consider an electric car." If you're unsure which model, how it all works or think range anxiety still exists, at Fully Charged SHW is an amazing source of information. I have an EV, best thing I've ever done. Mr. Baddiel replied, "Yep, very much looking for one for next car." I don't have a drive though, which is a bit of an issue. David Lammy, Labour MP for Tottenham, as well as Shadow Justice Secretary, also took to Twitter expressing his concerns about the petrol crisis. He tweeted, "My wife and I drove 5 miles and queued for 2 hours to get petrol at 6.30 this morning. I pray for emergency workers and those who need fuel in the days ahead." This is on you, Boris Johnson, and your vacuous Brexit deal.